Hello everyone, welcome to section 3, Control Flows in Arrays. And in this video, we'll be talking about the if statement. So first thing, we're going to talk about execution sequence, the if statements itself, the logical operators, and the if statement. So in order to demonstrate this correctly, we will need to do some coding. So as usual, I'm going to go to my console application. So in the console application, I'm just going to write a few pieces of lines of code, like for instance, identifying some integers. C# is a compiler-based language. All the code is executed all together. But how is it actually read by the compiler? It's read line by line. For instance, I have a declaration of the variable x. I cannot use the variable x before it's declared. For instance, I cannot do something like this, because variable x at this point is not defined. So I'm going to fix that again, put the variable in its position, and that's it. So this is how execution sequence happening. But sometimes I want, for instance, after the declaration, I want to choose whether to do a statement where x is incremented or y is incremented based on a condition of some sort. So how do I do that? It's using the if statement. So I'm just gonna add an if statement, and this is how it's written. It's the f itself, all in small case, then a clause of the f, which is supposed to be a Boolean return, and then the brackets which surround this clause. And then I put my piece of code inside. And this way, I will not allow the execution pass to happen here unless this statement is true. In this case, it's always true, so we'll have to find some sort of condition that we want to check on. For instance, if x is bigger than y. So in this case, we will only increment the x if it's bigger than the y. So what should happen in any other case? So in any other case, that means any other condition that doesn't fulfill that the x is bigger than y. This is where the else statement comes in. So I'm going to add the incremental of the y in the else statement. And then I'm going to use some write line. And then I will run x equal 15 and y equal 5. The x remained the same and the y got incremented. So how do we else can change the conditions or the operators, or use the operators in the if statement clause? For instance, we have the or operator. This way, if any of these conditions is fulfilled, then it will allow the execution path here to execute. So now the execution path will go through here and not here. We'll go through this place because one of these conditions is actually fulfilled where the y is actually equal to 20. So let's run. And as you can see, the x got incremented and the y stayed the same. Also, another thing I could use is the AND operator, where it can combine two conditions that needs to be fulfilled, not just one, two of them, or three of them, or how many of them, should be always combined and should be always be true so that the execution pass gets implemented in this if statement, which is the AND, and it should be like this. So this means this path will only be executed if both these conditions are true. So if the x is bigger than the y and the y is equal 20. But in this case, it will not work. In order to make this path work, we'll need to make x bigger than the y. And then we run again. And as you can see, the x is equal 50 and the y is equal 20.